Hello, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Al Stock Trades. How's everybody doing? What's going on? All right. So this is by far one of the most important videos I'm going to be creating on this channel. So for people that don't watch it, sorry about that. All right. So now, my apologies if the internet's a little choppy. I think we're good to go on the internet side. I am connected to the same one, so my apologies there. So in this video, how you doing? Yo. In this video, I'm going to be showing you some screenshots and some proof and a video I made before the Al Stock Trades channel was even created. Literally a year before the Al Stock Trades channel was created. I'm about to show you something. Okay. So, as you know, and let me share the screen, I am an activist investor that's transitioned into a passive investor. When I invest, I like to make sure the people that I'm invested in, they know who I am, and I can offer some of my insights, right? So I blurred out a couple of the emails. I'm not going to be showing all the emails because that's privacy, but this is an email to Energy Transfer, and I like to show this email in the beginning because someone said ET has ran up too much. Wish I knew about the stock earlier. Well, if you look at here, what year is this? July 31st, 2020. Now again, I created All Stock Trades on YouTube in 2021. So I wasn't able to, obviously I don't want to do this, right? I didn't want to do this YouTube channel and do all this because I just, like to talk about finance with my friends. So I'm going to show you some cool stuff. So, hello Albert, many thanks for your email and phone call. I will make sure Kelsey sees your email. Happy to. Who's Kelsey? Kelsey Warren is the former CEO and founder of Energy Transfer. He's an American billionaire, a pivotal supporter of Donald Trump's presidency, and is worth approximately $5.6 billion. Okay. So I like this email because it really, and I'm about to share with you my analysis, right, that I created 3 years ago before Al Stock Trades was even created. But I like this email because it really gives you a good insight of people on Wall Street and the type of mentality wealthy have, the wealthy have. Okay. So my heroes in life are those that persevere through tough circumstances in life to be successful. I do not define success in financial terms, but what they do with their lives. One of the most successful person I know is a gentleman who did not compromise his faith, integrity, and morals, leaving a good, well-paying job many years ago and began mowing yards to support his family. While he was not successful financially, he was tremendously successful otherwise, as he humbled himself in a way many people would not do. Yet provided for his family for many years, many years. A true hero to me. Blessings to you, Albert. Keep up the good work. Or as a friend who was a pastor always said, keep on keeping on. And again, these people are from Texas, so, very Christian-based state. So I went ahead and I did the analysis, and I have an uncle-in-law that I sent this analysis to on August 1st. Again, I was invested in the company before then. And here's a screen recorded on August 1st. And to my uncle-in-law. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this video. I'm going to show you this video, right? That was created on August 1st. I uploaded it yesterday. So it's private because there's some personal information. And I'm going to show you the analysis I did back in 2020. Okay. And then just to be very clear, when me and Energy Transfer Partners and the management team were in communication, the stock is up 175 since that email. Exactly. I'm going to share with you the movement of the stock, which our amazing subscribers just pretty much said, the stock is pretty much up that much. If you go to the bottom low here, then yes. So I agree with you with that sentiment. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play this recording and we're going to watch it together. So let me go ahead and do this. Stop sharing screen, and then we're going to share the video screen here. Okay, please let me know if you hear the audio once we go ahead and start playing it here.
Put something quick here just to outline the research I did for this energy transfer, so you can get the kind of holistic picture. I think I found something really intriguing. So what I did is,
just very clear, I recorded this in 2020, okay? Before Al Stock Trades was even a YouTube channel. I did not have a dream to create a YouTube channel. Once I saw a bunch of fake people on YouTube talk about things they don't have, I was like, you know what? It's probably time I enter the space. So my microphone wasn't the best because, again, I was just using the computer, my Mac computer.
I looked at the 10K. The companies file this, the annual report, and I believe if you want to know a lot about a business, you look at this here. So this is how it looks like in the beginning of the report. First things first, I want to know what the business of energy transfer is. So essentially what I've seen is a common pattern. They always talk about how they own subsidiaries in Sunoco LP and USAC, right? And all some other ones too. But again, they keep repeating Sunoco LP, USAC. And, I just want to get a little bit more understanding about this company. So I dug a little deeper. But before, I go in, I want to look at the business model of energy transfer. So, it's a pipeline company. They operate in the transportation, obviously. They don't do the drilling. So, and essentially, as you can see here, they have their own portfolio and they have investments in Sunoco and also in USAC. And as you can see, these are their own stock exchanges. So they all come together and they all relate together as a company. Again, it's important to know the risks. As I told you, there is dividends associated with this company.
And I am going to be fast forwarding at 1.5 the speed so we can watch it faster.
This company pays dividends and it's really significant. It's very nice. But the risks are the cash distributions are not guaranteed and they fluctuate with our performance or other external factors. I wanted to know what are these external factors. I want to know deep. I want to be able to predict when they're going to cut dividends before they cut dividends. And I think I found a way to do it. And essentially, it's based on these factors. They get their money from Sunoco and USAC. These are people that do the work, right? And essentially, you want to go.
So I was able to predict when they were going to cut dividends and then be able to capitalize on the stock price at around $3 to $4. And it's been up 200%. But, most people are going to say, Al, who cares about 200%? But when a company goes ahead and pays $125 a share every year and you get it at, let's say, $350, I'm making 35% of dividends every single year. Think about that, right? Plus the stock appreciation. So I'm getting 35%. Okay. All right, let's continue.
Want to go ahead and track them. It says here, our cash flow depends primarily. They even tell you on the cash distributions received from our partnership interest in ETO, Sunoco LP, and USAC. They say like literally Sunoco LP, ETO, and USAC. They say it all like a lot. Anywho, this is their other things that can be affected. The amount of natural gas.
Anywho, this is not a. We'll talk about this later, but this is Sunoco LP. They're talking. I'm pretty much breaking down the subsidiaries of the company. How there's investments to energy transfer with Sunoco. And we go ahead and do that. And then this is the breakdown I basically do. And I realized that they're all interconnected. So I did a multi-investment analysis, which you can see here.
Well, that happened back in 2018. But essentially, this is for February 14, 2020. So there is some mixing. And just like I said, you have energy transfer here. And it's kind of funny. You kind of see this ownership and interest, and then you can see where the money's traveling. In order for energy transfer to make money, they invest in this, which then they make their own money, and then they bring it in here, and then they have their own thing, and then the money comes back into energy transfer, and then we get our dividends. So I'm starting to see basically a pattern here. So again, energy transfer and Sunoco is related. They're both independently traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, the risk factors for this. Again, here, cash distribution are not guaranteed and are fine.
Again, we could just pass forward to the risk factors. Here's USAC. So that's another company there. And then the risks factors and all that. Now, this is let's go continue here.
Impact on the distribution to unit holders. These are the risks of these businesses. So what I did is I did an Alberts analysis with the 10K filing back tracings. I took a look at USAC, energy transfers, and Sunoco. As you can see, those are all the things I just talked about here. And what I did is I pretty much basically looked at their, I could have gone back many years, but
So I was able to figure out if one's going to cut, the prognostic indicator of Sunoco and USAC cutting was basically helpful for the other one. Let's see. Exactly. And then actually it went as low as $3.90 from what I recall.
I just looked at the past 3 years because that's when the acquisition happened for most of these companies. Long story short, I calculated the intrinsic value of the company.
All right, here it is, the intrinsic value. Now this is going to be fun. I want you to pay attention.
that's when the acquisition happened for most of these companies. Long story short, I calculated the intrinsic value of the company. This is where it gets fun. I went ahead and looked at the U.S. Department of Treasury. I looked at the 10-year federal note, and I back extrapolated the 10-year federal note right now. It says here from 0.09 on 1 month all the way up to the 10 years. My investment is expected to grow this much. If you graph it, it's pretty good. This is the whole thing about the Y inverted yield curve and all this. It comes from this. Long story short, this has decreased a little bit since the start of the pandemic, which kind of scares me. Not by much, but it has decreased. So it's something to keep an eye look at. Congress is meeting today to discuss a coronavirus second stimulus. Their deadline is August 6th because afterwards, since 1855, Senate has declared that they're going to take a recess in August and September. So they really need to get this done. Long story short, the intrinsic value right now is $24.48. This is currently trading around $9, $10 or something like that. Sunar is trading around 20 something dollars. It's interesting.
So Sunoco is trading at $20 at the time of creating the video, and my intrinsic value was $40. So you might be asking yourself, well, Al, what's the price of Sunoco now? Well, let's go ahead and see. So let's go ahead and share the screen here, and let's go ahead and open it up and look at Sunoco. So here's Sunoco, here's Sun. I made the video around here near August here, and it was trading around $20-ish. And I said the intrinsic value was what? What did I say the intrinsic value was? $40. And again, my intrinsic values are always conservative. And as you can see here, if you would have taken advantage here, look at that. Up 110%, double your money, plus the dividends. USAC, I don't know. Let's see this one here. USAC stock. USAC, I said the intrinsic value of USAC was $24.48. At the time of creating the video, with USAC was basically trading at around 10-ish, 12-ish dollars. And I said 24. What happened? It went up 24. Again, doubling your money, right? So as you can see, the proof is in the pudding, right? And if you don't believe that this recording happened, well, it certainly did. The recording happened on August 1st of 2020, which you can see basically here. And you can see from this email that doesn't lie directly to Energy Transfer. So what the point of I'm just showing you in this video is showing you the powers of the intrinsic value calculation. Okay. And that I was, doing stocks and doing these type of analysis before I got onto YouTube. This is not a, somebody got on YouTube to basically screw over their subscribers, which you can basically see through all these other financial YouTubers, somebody who calls himself financial education, but then picks 4 bankrupt stocks in a row, which is that is a skill within itself. Okay. But let's go ahead and let's continue with the analysis of energy transfer, because it does get better. Let me go ahead and share the screen, but this time for audio again. All right, let's go.
Intrinsic value is $40.90. Now, here's the thing. Energy transfer is kind of weird. If you look at the book value per share, it was 0.14 back in 2010. And if you look at it now, holy smokes, it went up so much, like it's $7.22 now, book value per share. Now that's crazy. If you look at here, negative 42 for the free cash flow, again, you can do the discounted statements of cash flows and back extrapolate through inflation to see how much the company is worth. But look at that increase. There's a lot going on with this company. Something good is about to happen with this company. I calculated it and it was ridiculously high. I don't believe it could even get that high. But hey, man, I mean, we never know. I mean, look at it. It went from 0.14 to 0 to negative all the way up to $7. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Anywho, while I say this, I looked at, people are buying. I looked at a Schedule 13G.
I looked at the 13G, the actual forms. Now we do all this automatically. I built Brain Machine, which is a proprietary stock terminal, which then gives you all this information with the snap of the finger. You don't have to manually do it like my dumbass did, right? And then to make it easier for folks. But I'm going to fast forward through this. I want to talk to you about the projections. I mean, it just cares to show you. Everyone was selling Energy Transfer. Energy Transfer was literally hitting in the upper threes. No one wanted Energy Transfer. And here I am pulling up the predictions, and I'm seeing what others do not see, because people do not know how to think through first principles. If you want to be average, like I said, you will be average. You'll make $60,000. You'll work 9 to 5 and you'll die a 9 to 5 person, right? But if you want to be a first principles thinker, you got to think outside of the box. And this is me. Well, no one was touching oil. I was there. I even had some people that are my significant others' families that are in the multimillionaires, and they're like, well, oil is not good right now. Well, how about now? What do they think about now, right? And I'll talk to you about what I think about Energy Transfer now. But let's continue and watch this and show you the projection.
Or buying it up. So that kind of makes me feel a lot better. Now, looking at the future, I like to look at the future. I like
This is 2035, by the way, projection.
to see if is the CEO vigilant. Kelsey Warren is vigilant leader. They're a little bit in debt, but that's how oil companies are. If you look at the outlook in oil right now, if you look from 1990 all the way up to 2035 extrapolation, we are going to see an increase in demand for natural gas. It's just how it is. More people are, we're going to have more people using it, and there's going to be an increase in demand. So there's that. Secondly, obviously we know about renewable energy. The oil company that you're talking about also invests in solar. Energy Transfer does a little bit in solar, but definitely with the combination working with Tesla, definitely your the company you're invested in around $9, that used to be 40, $50 before the fire. Great company. Because as you can see, the renewables are going to be great, but as you can see, natural gas is going to go up, especially 2050. I see this company surviving. However, I'm a very conservative buyer. I'll probably get it about 4 or 5 years from now. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not, I like to look at the history, and the projections it's looking pretty good. Furthermore, Tesla is moving their Tesla's moving their factory to Texas because California is like very sucky in terms of taxes, and Donald Trump.
Okay, here I get a little political here.
Furthermore, Tesla's moving their factory to Texas because California is like very sucky in terms of taxes, and Donald Trump and the governor of Texas really like that, and they give him a lot of money back. Who knows? Maybe Tesla might work with this company, Energy Transfer. Long story short, this is basically talks about the future of what's going on with energy. You can see a lot of people are going more green, but yet again, natural gas, is expected to increase as well. Again, Texas is just a pipeline thing. There's the Keystone pipeline that basically goes from Canada all the way down to somewhere here. The North Dakota Access Pipeline is basically what this company's all about, even though it's 5% of its revenues. It's interesting because a judge went ahead and basically canceled their operations on August 5th. They were going to appeal it, but it's kind of funny because that asshole judge canceled it based on an environmental analysis that will take more than a year. And it's funny, he did it on August 5th. Guess when their earnings are? August 5th. There's a lot of things going on here that's really not fair. But in any case, they're going to overturn it. And President Trump is with them because a couple days ago, Kelsey Warren raised a couple of $1 million for $10 million to Donald Trump for his campaign for 2020. All right, where is this company at? You got, upstream, downstream. This company is situated. Energy Transfer is constrained. It's in the middle, and it basically transfers energy, as we know, through pipelines and a bunch of stuff, all the way up to our vehicles and industries and residential use. Okay, and that's it, buddy. Mic drop. Peace out. Good company, and hope to see you soon.
And yeah, mic drop, and it was, and now we're up over 100%. I know what the hell I'm talking about, right? I did the analysis, I put in the work, and we got it done. Now, why am I talking about this on this channel now? Why am I pivoting to oil? Well, as we know, if it's true that the supply goes down of oil, the demand will go up. We know that Donald Trump is going to become potentially, there's a high probability that he might become president. I'm starting to believe that. You have Chamath Palihapitiya now. That, first off, let me backtrack. Let me exit the screen here. Let me share the screen, okay? Let me talk politics here, okay? Now, again, this is not a political channel. I am an independent. I don't give two craps. I think both sides are terrible. But let's, talk about data here. Why am I talking about politics? Well, we're talking about oil. Why am I talking about oil? Because I want to make money. Do you want to make money? Everyone wants to make money, okay? So we all know that Republicans support oil. Democrats have a high probability of not. Subtracted from the senator who I think might run for president, a senator from Virginia or West Virginia, I think is going to be the next president in the future. We'll see. He supports oil as well. You already know my thoughts on oil. I think before we go to green energy, we have to basically crawl before we can walk and run. So I think what's going to end up happening is Trump is going to become president in 2024 because if you look at the current poll ratings right now, Biden's approvals has gone down. Why am I talking about Trump in regards to Energy Transfer? There's a connection. Kelsey Warren, I'm very fond of him. Very, very, we have a good connection. He is a very good supporter of Donald Trump, giving him $10 million and more for his campaign. But there's actually something more. Something that I would like to talk to you about. So if you look at the Secretary of Energy under Trump's administration, let's go ahead and let's look at this. So Secretary of Energy. So who is Secretary of Energy now? It's Jennifer Galonim, who was a former stock shareholder of a company that went bankrupt. So that's not good. But if you look at the Secretary of Energy of Trump, it was this person here. He was sworn, I think his name is Dan. So if you look at Dan here, he was and if you look at Energy Transfer, he, let me see here. Here, let me go. Energy Transfer, board member, Secretary of Energy. My apologies. this guy here. So this gentleman here by the name of James R. Rick Perry, he was appointed board of directors of General Partners in January 2020. He formerly served as the U.S. Secretary of Energy for March 17, but he also served as the governor of state of Texas, yada, yada, yada. This guy sits on the board of directors of Energy Transfer. He's heavily connected with Texas political team, and he's heavily connected under Trump's administration. If Trump, this person essentially granted, Donald Trump, if you don't know, there was a DAPA pipelines. Native Americans were upset that there was pipelines under their area. The pipelines were actually better than the current pipelines that were there. And it's much safer to transfer oil through pipelines, basically, versus the train. So there was a whole litigation. Kelsey Warren won that battle. And obviously, Donald Trump gave them the approval to drill. Biden removed it. And then that kind of goes back and forth. But then guess what? Trump is going to most likely be coming back. And there's a high probability that Energy Transfer is going to get back into the game. So on my next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an intrinsic value calculation of Energy Transfer. But if we go ahead and use our proprietary intrinsic value calculation here and just look at the value of the company, it's sitting at a $49 value at $13. Now, I think with my intrinsic value that I've done in the past, I believe Energy Transfer is a $17 stock. Okay. It's currently sitting at $13. And again, that's literally with dividends, right? So take advantage of that, right? So again, there's not going to be a lot of people interested in this video because that's just how it works. People want the speculative stocks. People want the AMCs. People don't want to build their wealths. But if I reach 1 to 2 of you out there, and show you kind of how to think like an entrepreneur and an investor, then I think I've done my job and opened your mind a little bit to where you can start asking questions about this, okay? So really quickly, again, if you want access to our intrinsic value, our analysis, our software, we are having a Black Friday sale. Please take advantage of the sale. This is going to expire tomorrow, and prices are going to be increasing. So take advantage of this. Coupon code Black Friday. Go to alstocktrades.com. It's either on the mastering or bundle, you name it. It includes lifetime access to the stock terminal. Very quickly, if you look at the book value per share, it's around $10 now. Revenue's been increasing. Free cash flow now has gotten to a point where we have not seen before, rather than it was basically reinvesting in itself in negative. Now it's basically about to explode, I think. People are pricing in the negative free cash flows in the past, just in case if it goes back into debt. But overall, it seems to me that Energy Transfer is a really good play. And I appreciate it, Ken, for seeing our analysis as spot on. Again, I hope people do watch this video and do learn. It is a little boring because it's oil and whatnot, but money is money, right? So, a dollar is a dollar, right? A win is a win. So here is the Black Friday sale. Take advantage. It's going to expire tomorrow. And that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you on the next one.